Module number 1, Historical Antecedents that Changed the Course of Science and Technology. Part 4, The History of Science and Technology in the Philippines. Science and technology in the Philippines represent the scientific and technological advances the Philippines has made. The main managing agency responsible for science and technology is the Department of Science and Technology, or DOST. The Science Department have consulting agencies for forestry, agriculture and aquaculture, metal industry, nuclear research, food and nutrition, health, meteorological, and the volcanology and seismology. Numerous national scientists have contributed in different fields of science, including Fe Del Mundo in the field of pediatrics, Lucky Sumbing in the field of plant taxonomy, Dino Trono in the field of tropical marine, and Maria Orosa in the field of food technology, the inventor of banana ketchup. The pre-colonial Philippines. Even before the colonization by the Spaniards in the Philippine Islands, the natives of the archipelago already had practices linked to science and technology. Filipinos attained simple level of technology, but that was sufficient for the needs of that time. Early Filipinos were master of boat building, metallurgy, weaving, agriculture, and pottery, among other crops. Of the palayok is still being used today. Filipinos were already aware of the medicinal and therapeutic properties of plants and the methods of extracting medicine from herbs. They already had an alphabet, number system, a weighing and measuring system, and a calendar. Filipinos were already engaged in farming and shipbuilding. The Banawe rice terraces are among the sophisticated products of engineering by pre-Spanish era Filipinos. Early Filipinos were also engaged in mining and weaving. The Spanish colonial period. The colonization of the Philippines contributed to growth of science and technology in the archipelago. The Spanish introduced formal education and founded scientific institutions. Parish schools were established where religion, reading, writing, arithmetic, and music were taught. Sanitation and more advanced method of agriculture was taught to the natives. Spanish established colleges and universities in the archipelago, including the University of Santo Tomas. The study of medicine in the Philippines was given priority in the Spanish era. Educational pursuits during this period were physics, chemistry, natural history, mathematics, theology, philosophy, humanities, canon law, medicine, pharmacy, maritime navigation, and agriculture. The Spanish also contributed to the field of engineering in the islands by constructing government buildings, churches, roads, bridges, and ports. Contributors to science and technology in the archipelago during the 19th century were botanists. The galleon trade. Trade was given more focus by the Spaniard colonial authorities due to the prospects of big profits. Agriculture and industrial development, on the other hand, were relatively neglected. The opening of Suez Canal saw the influx of European visitors to the Spanish colony, and some Filipinos were able to study in Europe who were probably influenced by the rapid development of scientific ideas. The American period and the post-Commonwealth era. The progress of science and technology in the Philippines continued under American rule in the islands. The Philippine Commission established the Bureau of Government Laboratories, dealt with the study of tropical diseases and laboratory projects. The Bureau of Government Laboratories was replaced by the Bureau of Science on December 8, 1933. The Bureau of Science became the primary research center of the Philippines and was inclined towards agriculture, food processing, forestry, medicine, and pharmacy. In 1946, the Bureau of Science was replaced by the Institute of Science. According to the survey to the Philippines, there's a lack of basic information which were necessity to the country's industries. Lack of support of experimental work and minimum budget for scientific research and low salaries of scientist employees by the government. In 1958, during the regime of President Carlos Garcia, the Philippine Congress passed the Science Act of 1958, established the National Science Development Board.